You're watching Chillmonger. I got a king here. Here's your crown, sir. Right here it is. We got a spoiler king by the name of Tank Kramer in the building. You can check out his link is right down there. It's in the title. Spoiler Kings. Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, the buddies. They're here. DC is putting forward their first TV show of live action,
Mhm.
Peacemaker, but their first TV show of live action, which is of the new era, and it's
Yeah.
going to be an 8 episode series. What does 8 episodes mean to you?
I mean, they're on HBO, so we're gonna get 8 hours, and I'm okay with 8 hours. That seems about HBO's going um season kind of for a show. Th- and I like how it's gonna be connected, but 8 episodes, 8 hours, I'm okay with it. That's gonna whatever it plans on doing. I think 8 hours is enough time to do it.
And the budget is supposed to be something of a TV nature. Here's the thing, though. They're going
Ooh.
to be flying from space to Earth. Majority happens on Earth. It's going to be worldly. So, do we really need that much of a budget? What a huge test on their creativity. What, like as we all know, 180 millions is what the Acolyte is costing, and which is 8 episodes, and it's really not saying much. It's not wowing. It's like, where's the money going? With these guys who are going to be floating and using Green Lantern rings and creative things are going to be constructed. Um, it's the task is huge. We got to see like snippets of Green Lanterns during Justice League
Mhm.
Snyder cut. Remember that past scene? Remember when we
Yeah.
see all those Green Lanterns? And that looks cool, but nothing like close up. Nothing. Everything was far away and distant. Maybe the technology exists and it's easy to adapt what a Green Lantern ring can do. Maybe it's just a matter of a green flashlight that you put on set, and it's a practical effect to to edit in Green
Mhm.
Lantern constructs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know anything about like effects or nothing, visual, expensive CGI stuff. I don't know. I just imagine that the Green Lantern, the fakeness of what a Green Lantern thing is supposed to create, will help in the favor of the show because we don't have to be realistic like fire, like waves of water. It can just be anything on screen superimposed, and we accept like we don't know what it's supposed to look like, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, they can really get, like you said, get creative with it. Um, Also, like, I don't want to compare it to the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern, but it's gonna be compared, and they went, I think, too much with the CGI. Like, you don't need to have a CGI suit. You can have something a little bit more normal, and then focus on the CGI being in the constructs, And I think that's what the issue was with that one that I think James Gunn is pretty good at. If you look at like Guardians of the Galaxy, like he made a tree and a raccoon that felt like they were there. They were standing next to Chris Pratt, and if he can do that, I think he can make, things that are going to look fake. A giant green fist or a giant green bat, whatever like crazy stuff they want to do, like it's going to be a little goofy cuz it just is what it is with the Green Lanterns, but you can still make it look cool, I think.
Funny, that's on the director side more than it is on the writer side. The guy who wrote Ozark, the guy who wrote Lost, these are dudes who are gonna have no input on how it's gonna come off visually. And this is interesting for a director. This is where we find out a true director from a loser who can't execute.
Yeah. And I wonder, they haven't said if there's gonna be one director for all 8 episodes, or are they gonna have a team of directors? They
Which
haven't
would
said
you
anything.
like?
Like Mandalorian season one was like a team of directors, but you still had John Favreau, Dave Filoni, guiding them all, and I wonder if that's what's gonna happen, where James Gunn is gonna be there, but he's gonna allow them to kind of make their story, but he's gonna like, no, we gotta do this, we're gonna do this. Kind of like Kevin Feige, kind of
I
something.
could see James Gunn directing a first episode to get
I
things started,
I
set the
see.
tone of everything, and be in charge of creating what the first impression of the character is.
Mhm.
John Favreau directed the first episode of Mandalorian season 1 and season 2, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
So that's just there. But will every episode be directed by the same guy afterwards? It should be, but there was something inside that recent writers strike negotiation. There's
Yeah.
something in there that says you got to pay a certain amount if you're doing a show with a certain amount of writers. And whatever the answer to this question is, which is a great question, I don't have the answer to. Whatever the answer to has to do with the agreements that they made just a year ago.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I always forget about that. Because I think the writers got a new contract, the actors got a new contract, the directors never went on strike. They got a contract before anything even happened, so they're all fresh. I don't know too much about anybody besides like the actors and a little bit of the writers with their stuff. So, but yeah, I could see that. I could see that new deals being affected. But
No actor yet attached to this project. Jonathan Majors?
no, I like Jonathan Majors. I think he's a good actor. I don't know if I see it. There you go. I don't know if I see him as Jon Stewart. I would like to see him in DC for sure. I think James Gunn going through the same kind of, not same, but a similar situation where he got fired and then they're like, "Oh, come back," and he just kind of did his movie and then he's gone for good. So I think hopefully maybe James Gunn would be like, "Hey, come over here. I know how that feels, bro." So yeah,
Yeah.
like come over
Two
here.
bros helping
Let's
each
do
other
this.
out.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
the Merciless movie comes out for Majors,
Mhm.
which will take a year. Never mind. Nah, Green Lantern's casting will have already been done. So that's probably off the books. But there's another character in DC that probably Jonathan can play. He's still bulky. You got to take advantage of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Icon. That's what I'm
Icon would
talking
be
about.
good. Icon would be really good, because then you could bring in that whole
The Milestones universe tank.
yeah, sorry. I have a bunch of them.
No, I see you wore the right hat today. Yeah,
Yeah, I know,
uh,
right?
Milestone hat. You can pretend they don't even exist, even though Milestone provided things that were new to the industry, like
Yeah.
skin colors and different shades. Not everyone has the same one. They kind of made people change the way that they drew their artwork. So that's one
Mhm.
thing. They've done other things that are also awesome that I saw in an HBO Max documentary from like 2 years ago. Did you see the same one?
I don't think so.
Of course you didn't see that one. Milestone. Okay, Tang, let's get back to the show though. Green Lantern's here. The two people that we're going to be focusing on are Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. I want cameos. I want the first episode when they're flying on their spaceship to pass by the watchtower and then just see Mr. Terrific looking outside the window and the Hawkman, okay, get over here. And I want to see all of the characters of DC, even for like short moments. Show off that DC lives in the DCU from James Gunn and Peter Safran is a lived universe where we don't have contract negotiations and we got to be penny pinching this actor from that actor. You just got all of these superheroes. Sign some unknowns. Sign a freaking bodybuilder who lives in LA and just be like, listen, you're going to be this superhero. You're not going to have a movie about you, but you're just going to show up here and there, pop in and pop out. Just stay away from trouble. You'll get like $10,000 for each cameo appearance. And look, everyone's going to be happy because not Booster Gold, but I don't know, one of those Justice League Unlimited guys who barely had lines. Oh, look, that guy's in this universe. Just figure it out. I need cameos, and I don't think that's a stupid request. If this world is lived in, we got to see cameos.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. Especially with something like a TV show, you can maybe get some of the characters because we know the Superman movie is going to have a bunch of
Oh
different,
yeah,
so you can get maybe some. One of them is Guy Gardner, another Green Lantern. So and the actor is really good friends with James Gunn, Nathan Fillion. So
yes.
yeah, I can see him coming in, and I think he's a fan favorite kind of person. So I can see him pop in and do something like that. But I want to see some of maybe the characters that don't get a lot of screen time in like Superman movie, maybe come into the Green Lantern show, and like you said, like kind of help out, like, hey, we're here too, we're trying to build a team or whatever thing they're going for with that, so I definitely want to see a bunch of cameos. I think it would be good because it's supposed to be like detective. They need to at least mention Batman. You don't need to show him. You don't even need to show any of the Robins or anything like that. But you need to mention Batman. You can't do a true detective kind of style show and not at least mention the greatest detective on Earth or even in that universe, arguably. So you got to bring him up at
For a
least.
second, I thought you said true detective in the linguistic term, but you mean the show
The show.
True
Yeah,
Detective. That's what they said in the like the thing here. It says our vision is more. Sorry. Oh God, I hate when that happens. Our vision is more true detective, more of a terrestrial based investigation story. We all agreed to part ways. So that's the thing. That's what made them want to split up with the DC show that was supposed to happen by Berlanti, whoever this Berlanti guy is. Like, dog, no one is bigger than James Gunn. He's putting his foot down and he's shooting it down. That's important to know that that's our guy. That's who's going to be leading these superhero films and TV shows. And the buck stops at him, and he's going to try to spin it at least so that no one's feelings are hurt. He never really shot at The Rock when The Rock was talking to Kevin Hart about how, it's like a new GM, the regime change. When he was trying to explain it, we didn't get James going the very next day. Actually, he just, he lets people just move with the winds because he kind of knows he is destructive, at least to their recent future. So he knows, but he's shutting down stuff, and Kevin Feige hasn't done that yet with Blade, Mahershala Ali, even though we know that's what he wants to do. He yeah, I'm going down the Blade hole. Not going to go too deep into it. James Gunn's leadership and the way that his creative can't be challenged by anyone at that company is great to know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's what you need. That's what you need,
Mm.
like, you know, saying he is like the Kevin Feige of the DC. Kevin Feige did a lot of times. There's movies that are like, oh, I really want to see Edgar Wright be it, but you had the bigger plan, you had the bigger picture in mind, and I get it. So it's the sacrifice of the little thing to make the bigger picture even better. And I think James Gunn can do something like that. I know he's never done it before, but I think he understands comic books, which is good, and he understands like when to be goofy and when to be serious, and he proved it, in
Yeah. Yeah,
Guardians.
3 Guardians of the Galaxy. If there's a resume you're supposed to have to be able to become the studio of a superhero franchise, his resume qualifies.
Yeah,
And Suicide Squad, he did another superhero movie. This is the man.
yeah, yeah. I think
Oh,
so.
our predictions for the Green Lantern show. Do we think that it's going to take over the world the way WandaVision did?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good if that's what they are going for, is something like a True Detective, which is an amazing show. And if you get it, the key is you have to get two actors that that have chemistry between each other, that know how to, go off of one another. And if you can do something like that, plus a good premise of like a True Detective, where you're introducing the big bad guy. I think from what I understand, you're introducing like the big bad guy of the DCU is going to be kind of in it. It's going to have, I forgot what he said, but he said it's going to have like universal, you know, um, um,
Repercussions?
repercussions what happens with the show. So
Music
it's
to
gonna
my
be something like
ears.
that. Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be good. So it's a good way to introduce characters, that already kind of have a sour taste from a bad movie prior. Bring them in a TV show, give you 8 hours spread out through 2 months. I think that's the best way to go. Especially, I like these writers. A lot of people are dogging on them. Lost, it was great until the end got a little crazy, and even James Gunn admitted that. Like the end is crazy, but good writers, nonetheless, between the three writers. So I think they're gonna at least have a good script, a good game plan of what the show's gonna be.
Of what would be cool, good moments, good cliffhangers. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
James Gunn, bro, Peacemaker, and everything that has led up to this show. I predict that it's going to be talked about just as much as WandaVision. I do predict that it's going to be, because Ryan Reynolds and his Green Lantern was so poor, it's going to be often referenced, and they're going to compare, and it's going to do well. HBO, bro, they have a standard there already. And the superhero companies that have been doing TV shows, Marvel,
Mhm.
they've been dropping the ball. Secret Invasion, She-Hulk. There's been lame show. Hawkeye wasn't too good. There's been so many bad that this breath of fresh air, just by comparison already. And it's so satisfying to get lengthy episodes rather than
Yes.
when She-Hulk was 9 episodes, it was 20 something minutes, and there you go. That's it for the week. Nah, we're gonna have satisfying meat on the bone with this show.
Yeah, that's what we need, and that's just like a Disney problem. These 30-minute episodes are annoying. Warner Brothers, like Watchmen, great episodes. House of Dragon, great episodes. Like we get good quality episodes where at the end of it, you don't feel like you kind of like ripped off almost. You didn't feel like you didn't get satisfied from.
Like you had to watch it out of necessity, and it wasn't like a gift. The way that we felt for Mandalorian season 2, is Ahsoka gonna show up in this episode? Like it's the finale. What's gonna happen there? Oh my god, Grogu, he's on the. Oh my god, Grogu. Season 2 of Mandalorian was great TV,
It
and
was so good.
I was
Season
so
one,
happy during that time. You guys watched my Star Wars breakdown, Star Wars burning questions, Star Wars this and that. I love that period. This is gonna bring us back to that. DC is on top. DC, oh my god, I can't wait to like them. I can't wait to be a fan of DC one more time since I
yeah.
was a kid because I couldn't get behind their current stuff. James Gunn's keep being strong, keep winning, keep winning. Shillmonger out. Tank is in the building. Go check out Spoiler King. Spoiler Kings. If I can put a video up on screen for the last 20 seconds, what should it be?
We actually talked about casting for Green Lantern. So we asked some guys who we thought might be Hal Jordan and John Stewart. So we have a bunch of different stuff there. That'll be a good video.
It's right up there. Check out Tank.